Are you looking for the best mirrorless cameras? In this video, we will look at some of the 6 best mirrorless cameras on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Canon EOS R6 Mark II. The Canon EOS R6 Mark II is the best mirrorless camera we've tested. This enthusiast-level hybrid camera can handle a wide range of photography and video work, whether you're a pro or a hobbyist. It's fitted with a high-resolution full-frame sensor with plenty of dynamic range and good low-light performance, not to mention in-body image stabilization, IBIS, and a highly effective autofocus system. On top of that, it offers very quick burst shooting, with up to 40 frames per second shooting in its e-shutter mode, and advanced video features like 10-bit 4:2:2 4K recording at up to 60 frames per second without a crop. The biggest downside of going with the R6 Mark II is that Canon is still building out its RF lens lineup, and third-party options are not yet available. If you'd prefer to invest in a more established lens ecosystem, the Sony Alpha 7 IV is the way to go. It's very evenly matched with the R6 Mark II, with a slightly higher resolution sensor and an AF system that's just as reliable. However, it has a slower max burst rate, particularly when shooting uncompressed RAW files, and can only record 4K 60 frames per second video with a Super 35 crop. Number 2. Panasonic Lumix S5 II. The Panasonic Lumix S5 II is one of the best mirrorless cameras for video work, thanks to high-end video specs like internal 10-bit 4:2:2 color and support for a wide range of recording formats. The original Panasonic Lumix S5 still offers incredible value for its price, so it's a great alternative if you need to save some money. But the S5 II improves upon the formula with a new phase detection AF system that offers quicker and smoother autofocusing for those that need it. On top of that, the camera has a fantastic IBIS system, and its full-frame sensor is well suited to shooting in less controlled lighting situations. Alternatives like the Fujifilm X, H2S and Panasonic Lumix GH6 offer some extra features for even more advanced filmmaking, like internal ProRes codecs, but the S5 II's larger sensor and overall feature set make it a fantastic option for the money. Number 3. Fujifilm X T5. If you prefer the portability and smaller lenses offered by the APS-C format, the Fujifilm X T5 is the best enthusiast-oriented APS-C camera. It has one of the highest resolution crop sensors on the market, with a 40-megapixel resolution that captures stunning detail and gives you more leeway to crop your images. The camera's relatively portable design, tilting screen, and dedicated exposure dials are great for street photographers and make it easy to change settings on the fly. The camera also boasts impressive video features, like 10-bit internal recording and 4K capture at up to 60 frames per second. Another fantastic crop sensor camera is the X T5's flagship sibling, the Fujifilm X H2S. It's a more expensive camera, so the X T5 is a better deal for most shooters, but the pro-centric design of the X H2S and its stacked sensor make it a great fit for high-level action photography and video work. It has slightly better internal recording specs, including support for ProRes formats, and suffers much less rolling shutter distortion. However, the X T5 is a bit cheaper, is more portable, and has a higher resolution sensor.
Number 4. Sony Alpha 6700.
The Sony Alpha 6700 is the best mid-range model we've tested. It's an impressive upgrade from the older APS-C cameras Sony has to offer, with a new sensor and processor, as well as a new AI-driven autofocus system. In fact, it's one of the most effective AF systems on the market. The camera is also relatively portable, has in-body image stabilization, and includes some fairly advanced video features, including 4K at 120 frames per second, albeit with a significant crop, and internal 10-bit 4:2:2. Another great choice in this price range is the Fujifilm X S20. Its autofocus system isn't quite as reliable as the Sony's, and it can't record 4K video at 120 frames per second. However, it's still a very impressive hybrid camera, with 4K 60 frames per second recording, open-gate 6.2K video capability, and raw video output to an external recorder. Those who prefer a more hands-off approach to editing will also love Fuji's JPEG colors and film simulation profiles. Number 5. Canon EOS R10. The Canon EOS R10 is one of the best entry-level cameras you can buy. If you're looking for a well-rounded model that's accessible enough for newcomers but still offers more advanced features, this camera nails that balance. It has great ergonomics, an intuitive user interface, and a highly effective autofocus system, plus quick burst shooting and excellent image quality for its class. Vloggers and aspiring videographers can take advantage of 4K recording at up to 60 frames per second with a crop, as well as a dedicated high frame rate mode for slow motion recording at up to 120 frames per second in 1080p. The Fujifilm X S10 is another great choice that sits around the same price point. Unlike the R10, it features IBIS, which can help smooth out camera shake when shooting handheld. The X mount also has a more established lens lineup than Canon's RF mount. The Canon has a significantly better autofocus system and more frame rate options. Number 6.
Canon EOS R50.
If you're on a tighter budget but still want to buy new rather than dip into the used market, the Canon EOS R50 is one of the best bang-for-your-buck mirrorless cameras you can get. Sitting below the Canon EOS R10, this is a great entryway into serious e-photography for those who've never used a camera. It has a highly portable body that makes it easy to grab and go, along with dead simple controls and a range of intuitive, creative shooting modes. Plus, its APS-C sensor captures excellent quality images, and it has a highly effective autofocus system and good video specs for the price. Lens options for Canon's RF mount are still limited, but on the upside, the camera is compatible with both APS-C and full-frame RF lenses, which makes it easier to upgrade to a full-frame body down the line if you want to. If you'd like a more compact camera kit with more lens options available, the Olympus OMD M10 Mark IV is a great alternative. However, its 4/3 sensor isn't as well suited to low-light shooting, and its autofocus system isn't as reliable.